All right, we are underway. Yes, we are. We are underway. Oh, man. Gotta be looking sharp. Off to Vegas tomorrow, so not
Be
going
a
to be a
comfortable low
super
near
long one
60.
today. Let's get the weather.
Low 90s inland,
Ooh.
80s Bayside, low 70s near the coast.
Ooh.
Sunny and nice for Saturday, sunny
Ooh.
but cooler on Sunday.
Ooh.
Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 1069 and AM 740 KCBS.
You're on the list for Macy's Fall VIP sale. That means you're invited to save big.
All right, guys, we are underway. I'm a little earlier today, I think, because I don't know. I'm gonna be live. I was gonna do a street stream today, but I just had too much. This door thing went crazy again today. I don't know. We got some kind of drug meeting back there. I don't know what's going on. I had to get packed and get stuff organized. At home. So welcome in, everybody. We do have a couple topics. People messaged me today. Some people were very worried about a government shutdown coming, what it's going to mean for their Social Security checks and all that. Stay organized here. Also, Canada Post, I didn't even know, but is in a severe financial crisis. They're stopping door-to-door mail delivery. And finally, right here at home, the Santa Rosa school system is really close to a state takeover right now because of their ineptitude and mismanagement, which I've commented on. And now they have like a $40 million shortfall or so. Just so ridiculous. This is what happens when you build your educational system on illegal immigrants. You have built it on a house of you built it on sand, and now it's all crumbling. So let's get a cup of coffee. As you guys know, I have a real soft spot for education. Did have some people ask me, well, what's your input in education? Well, I was a long-term substitute teacher for a year in the Baltimore City school system at the Harriet Tubman Elementary School, all-black elementary school, and loved the experience. I was treated wonderfully there. I taught a combined 3, 4, a few 5s in there, 3, 4, 5 grade level. Got all experienced in with the union, the teachers. I pretty much learned the insides outs of it. And then later on, after coming back from Asia, I thought I might like to be a special education teacher. I did 2 years of night school. I was 8 credits away from getting my credential in that, and then, well, it would have been a severe pay cut for me to finish pursuing that, so I didn't do it. But I did have 6 months of a classroom practicum and all kinds of experience writing IEPs, individual educational programs, all types of things, interfacing with administration that works. We'll get into it today. Somebody remind me too, we have a scratcher that wasn't done. So it's going to be an interesting show today. big question is, who's going to pay for all those fancy buildings that they built at Napa Community College, Santa Rosa Junior College, Sonoma State University, all those nice dormitories. And Sonoma State had to gut their whole athletic program, so it just shows you how piss poor. It just shows you how piss poor the leadership here is. But they're not alone. You've got Chicago's in a dire crisis that they're going to be hard pressed to get out from underneath of it. So I think federal takeovers are going to be the federal and state takeovers are going to be it. Basically, in this area, if you show ineptitude in running your district, then the state comes in and takes it over. And if they can't straighten it out, then the federal government comes in and straightens it out. And welcoming everybody. Got a couple topics today. That was near and dear because that's just bubbling up. We went through that whole thing, ridiculous thing in the winter and into the spring. All these meetings, and they preserved the worst performing high school, closed down multiple elementary schools and stuff, and resulting in overjammed classrooms in the schools that are left. All these new buildings and shit. Now they're talking about another $25 to $40 million of deficit. Just really. It shows you what happens when you hold idealism above reality in education. You set yourself educational goals that have nothing to do with education, and they have everything to do with agendification of students and cultural stuff over the 3 R's. So sad to say, one of the richest counties in the United States, right, has one of the piss poorest educational systems. And you can trace it all back to the ridiculous ideals, the ridiculous management of the school board. What is the office? What's the superintendent make? $600,000 a year for what? Just unbelievable how this county pisses money away. And not one person can come up and just say, hey, you know what? The whole board should just resign. And the governor should make an emergency appointment, which will probably happen anyway. I don't know. Anyway, welcoming everybody. Please hit the thumbs up button. Kids are not tools to be used for your political gain or exploitation. Children are the future to be educated in a non-political manner, with the rigidity of reading, writing, and arithmetic is the main priority. And to my way of thinking, if you can't succeed in doing that, you just shut down the operation. Yeah, and I know parents have a lot to do with it too, a tremendous amount to do with it. It'll be like, well, they got, everybody's got to work, and well, we built this beehive, okay? This was our own doing. More money to spend means higher prices. And more consumers, prices go up. That's the way it is. That's a real problem today. I'll say hi to everybody in a couple minutes. As you guys know, I'm taking off for Vegas early tomorrow. I'll be very low profile. I may be live 1 or 2 times down there. I will try to get some content weekend. We tried to get tickets for Cirque du Soleil, but you can't get it. It's a weekend town, so it's going to be really jamming down there. And I've already got a couple videos already loaded up, one Friday and one for Italian restaurant down in Los Angeles, which was amazing. It's only about 5 minutes long, but if you're down there, it's well worth the visit. So I will be back in town again on Monday. I'll be here for a week to 10 days, and then turning around and right back down again for 10 days to 2 weeks. going to be very busy. So let's get parked, get this coffee, get down to business here. Be pretty easy today. Yeah, I can't stand that schools became a social experiment around here. And if you dare expound any ideas to the contrary, oh man, oh, the gassy grandmas and everybody comes down on you like, ooh, but of course they're not going to, gassy grandmas aren't going to pay their bills. Let's say hi to Ronnie. How are you? The other Ronnie. How are you doing today? Dr. Frankenstein, good to see you. Kalisa, Naomi, how you doing, babe? Let's see if we have anybody else in here. Mystery, how are you? Pretty good, pretty gnarly weather and lightning. Yeah, we didn't really have anything here, just cloudiness. How you doing, Tyro? What's going on? It's you know, the funny thing. Hey, how you doing, Judy? I'm glad my kids are grown. I'm telling you, Judy, it's the best feeling in the world. Yeah, I'm not going to discuss the cats anymore, Kaylee. So if you need to know about the cats, you can always check in with Blackbird when he's live. I'm not going to be talking about the cats anymore. You know, I got bigger fish to fry in life than the cats. And I mean, I like you, but I'm just saying my world does not never revolved around the cats. If you want to talk to the person that's responsible, you need to take that up with Blackbird. He is the one that encouraged all the cats to come and take up residence and all that. So, yeah, do I feed them and things? Of course I do. I tell you, I'm not a Simon Legree. You know, I know how to take care of stuff, but I can't run my life around. I can't run my life around that. Yeah, I didn't have time today, Amanda, hug and kiss to get something set up for a shoot. Too busy today. I got to, you know, this back door went out on me again today. I had to get that. It took a while to get that working again today. Yeah, so I bear no responsibility for the cats whatsoever. So just so you guys know, and I've always made that clear since the first time that the first cats arrived. And Blackbird always styled it, these are my cats, you know, okay, that's fine. Mind you, these are feral cats, and there's a ton of cats around the neighborhood. There's a ton of people that just, you know, have feeding dishes, water dishes, and all that stuff outside. So, good to see everybody. Good afternoon from Chino Hills, California. How you doing, Lone Hill? So anyway, we'll mention that first today because I've been very close to this Santa Rosa Board of Education, city school board, because back in February, March, I was very curious when I saw some local talk about, ooh, we're facing a budget deficit, and then I thought to myself, oh wow. These guys are going to be in the most uncomfortable seat because they have to talk money. The school board has to talk money in a world where people want to talk about culture and socialization in the schools. In other words, the emphasis on education. You might hear it over at Maria Carrillo High School, which is the best one in Santa Rosa, on the others in the rich area up in the hills and stuff like that. But over in this particular area over here, forget about it. I knew that they were going to be in the hot seat, and they hemmed and hawed. They would have a meeting. They would adjourn the meeting. We'll continue this to next time so we can do some more investigation. They come back next time. More people are now wrapped around the axle. They're coming in, students with poster boards. Don't save our teachers, save our schools, and all this stuff. I thought to myself, you poor kids. And I'll tell you what, if there aren't court cases for malfeasance and things in the educational system around here, it'll be an absolute miracle. Monies from the town will be taking care of our most needs. Yeah, but see, Naomi, the problem, we'll get into that in a bit, honey. That's like robbing Peter to pay Paul, that kind of thing. But let me just finish this. So they know they got to close some schools. They have less students here. More people have self-deported. Illegal aliens have gone back across the border and things. So there's 500 less students this year, and I notice it. And where do I notice it? I notice it around this area here. I hardly see any school kids. I hardly see any buses around here anymore. And the thing that's killer around here is they fought hard. There's a high school here that only opened in like 1999, 2000. Cost a shitload of money to build down in the southwest corner where I live. After about 5 years of operation, the academic performance was so abysmal. I said, there's no way I'm ever going to be sending my girls to this school. So I went in there begging to get a transfer. You have to get signed off on to get out of your district. And I went out to the West County, out to Annalee High School, one of the top 100 rated high schools in America, and stuck them out there. Because why would anybody want to put the kid into the meat grinder here? Why would anybody want to put the kids into a school that's 2 out of 10 rated? There's a warning about very mean school. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Elsie Allen High School, terribly performing. So the next meeting they get together and they say, we want to close down Elsie Allen High School. Oh wow, you would have thought, you would have thought they lit the city on fire when that came out. Everybody came out of the woodwork, and you can see the recorded meetings about it. We need to save this school. It's culturally important to the people down here. It's like, and in all these meetings that I'm watching over these many weeks, not one person talked about academics or the shitty performance of the school system overall here. And now, because they couldn't do the right thing and cut the cost, now they're faced, the school year's hardly even begun, folks, and now they're looking at down the barrel like a $40 million shortfall. And oh wow, woe is me, what are we going to do now? It's total and complete ineptitude. You stick these kids into these poorly performing schools and you can sleep at night? Really? How you doing, Elmer? This to me has been unbelievable, but this is going on all over the place in many big cities, and because education is just a job now. You pull a paycheck and that's it. And as far as the final product is concerned, hey, you can wash your hands and say, you know what, the parents don't support us anymore, but we would like to have more money. We're buying supplies out of our own pockets. Holy shit. Like, go to Dollar Tree and pick up a couple boxes of Bic pens and a few, 100 copybooks. Yeah, you might be at a couple $100 for that or something. It's always this poor mouth. It's always this poor mouth bullshit. Don't know, but if I live in the San Ramon, you just, everything's going crazy. So that's what's going on locally. And it's going to be very interesting to see how they now dance around at their meetings and talk about what they got to do. Meanwhile, they left the gaping wound just to fester here in this area. And that's not the only Montgomery High School has been it used to be a gem school over there. And then when it got infiltrated with gangs and people that, parents that just used the school for daycare while they were working and stuff, the academic performance just collapsed over there. It just turned into a shithole. Kids getting knifed, and used to play. Yeah, we used to pay a fee, exactly. Even then, every time you have a fundraiser, backpack for kids, that's cool. Everybody chips in. They all do that kind of stuff. But it's always like, yeah, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. It's for the kids. Well, what the hell? You get 3 months off a year. And boy, I used to hear it about April, May as, oh, I can't get here soon enough. Freedom Day, freedom. I thought you're lucky. As there's slobs out here on production lines, Bethlehem Steel and all these places. They don't get a 3-month break. Where they can go off playing grab ass on the Greek islands or something like that for a few months. Just all this crazy shit. I saw the school says on the thread. Yeah, isn't it surprising? Because we lost our priorities here, and we have a very weak-boned. The funny thing is, Dr. Frankenstein, you'll appreciate that. You'll appreciate this. Nobody wants to offend anybody's cultural proclivities or. In other words, if you want to close down this really shitty performing high school that's 95% Spanish, Mexican heritage students, you really have to do the Mexican hat dance. You'd have to do it all around it. Or else they come out and bam, immediately accuse you of being culturally insensitive. When all you really care about is the well-being of the children that are being educated in their lack of education. It's just a mess from top to bottom, because you know why? For every day that a student sits in that classroom, they collect $70 for the school district. Every seat. So what has the push been on? Make sure to come to school. Make sure, don't be one of those people that doesn't come to school. At least make the effort to show up and drop your kids off. And then once you drop your kids off, you might as well be dropping them off at McDonald's Playland or something. More and more bear there. Yeah, it is a big deal, Lone Hill. But then there's people that will criticize that and say that's destroying the public school system. No, it's people fleeing for the good of their children. To do that, but you'll have these people paint it like it's a direct assault on public education, which they can do because they're sitting in a perch where they got a good education back in the day. They got their good jobs. They traded in their Birkenstocks and their leather vests for wingtip shoes and suits, went right into the corporate market, made their fortunes, got their fat retirements, and now they can sit there and ivory tower people about the way that they think what the schools should be prioritizing. Isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient? Yeah, thank you, Alan Gentry. Alan Gentry knows what I'm talking about. People are fleeing for their lives, and it has nothing to do with cultural values and things like that. I'm going to knock the teachers. If you heard some of these teachers, hey Jennifer, how you doing? If you heard some of these teachers on open mic and stuff like that, you would be shocked. The first thing that comes out of a lot of mine is the undertones of racism in here and cultural deprivation, and here we go again. Everywhere we go, we're marginalized, and things are taken away from us. We finally have our own school, and here we go again. But the amazing thing is, and I'll tell you again, not one time in any of these school board meetings has anybody discussed academics. And I'm sure at the next school board meeting, no one will discuss the piss poor performance of the school systems here. Right? So you don't get what you pay for in this county. We pay bonds for building and things like that. I mean, this ETS going and go over you and collect the teachers. But yeah, you give up the job. Yeah, you never. Hey, Stoney, how you doing? So now they got a tiger by the tail. They could have done the right thing back in before the school year got underway, but they chose to just play the avoidance strategy, and here we go. This is what I said before. People said, why are you so irritated about this? Because education is so important to the formation of a nation. That's why. And if you don't address the roots of the problem, then you're going to have decades and decades of more and more incapable adults in the world that are not only feral, lacking values or any type of ethics and things like that, but also stupid. Also just plain stupid and uneducated walking around. This is Estonian language. Yeah, I don't know, Elmer. I'll take your word on that. I'll take your word for it on that. And this is the thing. Since this report came out last week, you could hear crickets. It's like nobody takes responsibility for it. Nobody says we have to have a meeting. We want to sign in a public apology letter for your students. And where do we go from here? It's like it doesn't even matter to anybody. The school board will get together, and the best thing that the state could do now, get people out of this area, get people that aren't under the yoke of always struggling under this cloud of perceived racism and cultural lack of respect. Get people in here that can make really hard decisions like, sorry, this has got to go. And that's the way it goes, adjust it. Plain and stupid, that's it. So it's really a damn shame. Really a damn shame. And I'm not surprised today. So I'm hoping will the gassy grandmas be out there screaming for better education for their children? Indivisible, will they be out there having protests and saying we've got to redo the whole thing and up with kids deserve better? No. You won't hear a peep out of these gas bags about anything that's going on that really affects people's lives. It's all this up in the air puffy bullshit about who struck John and blah blah blah, and whose jobs are going to be lost, and what can we do to throw sand into the gears. That was the latest one. I don't know what it is, Elmer. Don't go nuts over there in Germany, all right? Yes, there is a cultural divide, but it's a cultural divide that used to be dealt with and assimilated, and people got along. Now it's used for exploitation and economic advantage. Plain and simple. Now here comes the bus from the kids from the Sonoma Academy. Private high school, probably pay $15,000 to $20,000 a year to go there. So people wonder why, the Magdas of the world, why it's so terrible that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Well, it all starts with education, right? It all starts with the schooling. And the people that have money are even willing to struggle and do without and sacrifice their own Netflix subscriptions and their own luxury cars and Uber Eats and things like that so that their kids can go to get a head start. Why should they be penalized for that? Why should they be penalized for that? Welcome will be the best of, I don't know. No, I'm just saying Magda thinks, she doesn't like the outcome of achievement. But you have to be realistic that, you know, you have parents that give a shit and will walk over broken glass to make sure that their kids get a good education. And then you have other parents that will focus on themselves and their own selfish wants. And they will throw the kids like chum into the water of this shitty educational system here. I see it all the time. It's just it's dicked up priorities. It's totally screwed up priorities here. And nobody will say a word about it. Oh, it's like the sacred cow. Oh, you can't say, oh shit, man, are you kidding? Dude, you want to get your health care and you want to get your board pension, dude. Just don't rock the boat, okay? Just go along. You know, when the gassy grandmas come in, just smile, be polite, and yeah, everything's going to be all right. Going to be all right. Well, yeah, that's exactly right. So you're going to have a more bifurcated economic world coming up with fewer and fewer people that are succeeding and more people that are falling behind. But that will be conceived of as planned, as the fault of somebody did that. But the last place that people will look is to themselves for the root cause of what happened here. Yeah, people caught up with the same old grievances and using it like wedges to drive people apart and to keep people apart, never together. Because they like that comfy existence where if you're a student down there, you're not required to put in the performance. You'll have somebody that will hold your hand, tell you how deprived you are, disadvantaged you are, and that it'll be okay. You're in a safe space here. Nobody's going to make any demands on you. Here's your blunty scissors. Here's some construction paper. Yeah, let's do some arts and crafts today and celebrate heritage and all that. You mean we're not doing? Don't worry about the math. No, we're not going to stress your brains down. It's okay. You know. Oh, good. All right. Hey, Travel Escapes. Exactly. Yeah, today's Thursday. I want apple pie. Yeah, these are strictly my opinions. So, yeah, I guess he's okay. I don't know. That's what bothers me around here is people are content with. People are just content. They're wealthy, and their politics and their social beliefs come first before anything else. And if that means that the kids pay the price of a shitty education, well, so be it. What's the loss? Abundanza, cheers. Let me get a Starbucks coffee. Oh shit, they closed down the Starbucks. That's what people will be screaming about. Oh, they closed down my Starbucks store. It's awful. They closed down my Starbucks. I couldn't even believe it. Oh, man. The resume 12. Yeah, I don't think, you know, Elmer, the best thing that could happen is shit gets blown up and just, oh, there it is. We're taking the Lord's name. Yeah. Okay, he's fighting with his boyfriend. Okay. And the boyfriend locked him out of the van. All right. Wow. It's unbelievable. Now we come to the rock and the hard place. Now we come to the time that no matter what that school board chooses to do, there's going to be people that are coming out of the woodwork and accusing them of being insincere players and just sacrificing the cultural and social identity of kids for the sake of money. And now these kids have to be stuck into other high schools where they're not going to be at home. Oh, there he goes. There goes your boyfriend. took off. Man, it feels so good when I get to see the fireworks come down. Now I get to see the next school board meeting, and you're going to see all these pale faces and all these water bottles. Like, you ever notice meetings now? If I played poker and you kept drinking at your water bottle, I would try to do a correlation about if you're nervous, you're trying to run a bluff on me or not, right? You see all these water bottles at the at the meeting as they try to figure out, I'm sorry, we just have to cut it. We can't, we have to cut your cultural aids. We have to cut your language classes and all this immersion, underwater basket weaving and all that. Oh my Lord, this city is gonna blow. This city is gonna blow. No wonder they want to raise parking. There's too much money. People cost too much money. Too many administrators. Too many teachers that are earning too much money out here. Oh, but they need it to, you gotta be able to afford housing and all that. Well, it's like, wow. God forbid you should have to commute like people do to San Francisco an hour each way on the road at 5 a.m. in the morning. Hey, how you doing, Hop Frog? You think there's a future in subaquatic manufacturing natural fiber containers? I really don't know. Nice to see you, Hop Frog. I hope Mrs. Hop Frog is doing all right. They can't do you here because half the schools don't have adequate internet. That's the easiest thing in the world to address, is to just run a cable to a school. Probably just misplaced priorities and things like that in schooling. Who in the hell knows? I don't know. I don't know the composition of I'll start looking into the West Virginia school system. You got my curiosity up a bit, but now, man, when tough decisions have to be made, ooh, boy, the fallout is going to be severe. And I'm waiting for the first person to say it's racial and it's cultural and you're just hating us. And wow, they're not going to be able to tolerate it. It's going to be intolerable. So if I were them, I would just willingly invite the state to come in and make the tough decisions that have to be made. That's it. And they can protest and do whatever the hell they got to do. We just had our four Mrs. Oh, you're a nice person, Hop Frog. You and the missus. It's like Alan, and then people be criticized for putting their kids in for using voucher programs. It just seems to me it's a logical response to a shitty situation. It's like you either give a shit about your kid's education or you don't. Your kid's success will be proportional to your input and your interest in their educational process. And the teachers will be the first ones to tell you that what's changed in 30 years is lack of parental support for what teachers do. That's it. It's a very self-indulgent society. It's all about our personal pleasures and all that shit. It looks fresh from a cruise ship today. Yeah. How you doing today, Naomi? Naomi, how was your educational experience at Oakdale High School? How did that go for you? My state is third from the bottom. Yeah, that must really be something. To be third from the bottom where 2/3 of the people are below average already? Good Lord. I mean, now you really got me curious about that over there. The great, wild and wonderful West Virginia. And I'm guessing, Buttercup baby, as much as they might have been financially stressed through that area, I bet the educational performance was better 30 years ago than it is today. 40 years ago when you didn't even have a pot to piss in through a lot of those communities, all the way down to Hurricane, all the way down and into the Wheeling area and all that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what changed? What changed? Everything makes sense now. Yeah, it does, Corky. How you doing? That's why we got silver up at another $1.20, over $45 today. So there's teachers dealing with kids who don't want to learn. Sometimes they don't know how to teach, or parents that don't give a shit about their kids' education. It all begins with respect in a classroom, and if you can't control the classroom, that's why movies like To Serve with Love and all those goofy, they were all precursors, because they were all the, hey man, be cool, dude. They were all the cultural change of the 60s, where it was just peace and love, man, and just groove out. Come on, man. Chill out. We're here, just, power to the people, dude. Sometimes, yeah. I was especially in stream down there regularly, which was an elected. Canada Post is cutting service for direct delivery now. I choose snack bars at 4 years. So what happened in 30 years, Buttercup, baby? It wasn't from a lack of money. We've thrown more and more money, tremendous amounts of money at education, taxes, school taxes, property taxes, school bonds, new libraries, new classrooms, new schools. Debate Chico about drug and law. Yeah, they be destroyed. Well, this is the terrible thing about some of these, unfortunately, some of these liberal thinkers captivated the psychology and things, and it just totally destroyed America. Totally destroyed it. Took traditional values that held civilization well for hundreds of years, took a stick of dynamite, just wrapped it on them, and just blew them up. Yeah, far out, man. Just, yeah, chill out, dude. Whoa, the man. Oh, here comes the man. Oh, look, it's the fuzz. Yeah, the fuzz is going to bust up our fun here. Yes, it was from lack of money. Yeah, I'm going to look into that. So I got to talk to G, which was surreal. We're going to see how much money per student is poured into the West Virginia school system there. Every state has an average expenditure per student down there. We're going to see how that ranks and how that's grown over the last 30 years in particular, the money that's been poured in. And we're going to see, because I can guarantee you 30 years ago there was less money that was poured in per student. Classroom sizes were larger. Classes were more respectful, and teachers could actually teach you something instead of acting like glorified babysitters. Not because, it's not because it has nothing to do with money. Nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with the basic core problem of destruction of family. That's it. Destruction of family and the rise of selfishness and personal self-adoration. That's it. I'm gonna get mine. As long as I go through the motions, kid gets on the school bus. Yeah, I'm done my part. That's it. Teacher calls you in. Look, I'm working. I don't have time for this shit. Johnny's your problem, right? You take care of it. You teach him. That's your job. Whoa. I remember the first time I got hit with that cold tuna fish. Ooh. You think that's more dangerous than between game and went to 10 different. There didn't seem to be a common method. It wasn't a common method of struggle. Everything was experimental. I'm probably old. We're probably the same age. I'm 67 years old, not for old. I remember when the old math got thrown out for the new math. The first great educational flop that destroyed American education was the introduction of new math in the early to mid 1960s. That was it. The new math came in, and kids were just dazed and confused. And now you had to be tutored. Teachers are like, yeah, I don't think the kids are. You have to conceptualize math now. Sometimes 2 and 2 doesn't equal 5, and you sow error and confusion into the curriculum. Right? And then you start to, we can't have kids reading these books. Ooh, that's kind of insensitive, right? Catcher in the Rye or Lord of the Flies. Ooh, we don't want to have any bullies, or it's just such a bunch of bullshit. Estonian Christmas. The Scandinavian countries, only 4 countries spend more. Isn't that unbelievable? Luxembourg, South Korea, and the Scandinavian countries. Look at how little that China spends. And they'll have 50, 75 students in a classroom. And you can hear a pin drop. They had the Go, which is the national examinations in there. And there's like 100 students sitting, all the desks perfectly lined up. You can't even hear a peep. And one kid starts to go psychotic. He tears up his paper and he throws it at them. And they march his ass right out of the classroom. I guarantee you by the next morning that kid's out in the turnip field. That's it. You can't have any of that stuff anymore. That's Mark Twain. Forget about it. Are you kidding me? Take Aunt Jemima off the shelf. Take Uncle Ben's off the shelf. Ooh. Now Pearl Milling is there. Oh, geez, this whole thing collapsed. Now how do we get Aunt Jemima back on the thing? It's like another transactional company that did not give a shit about culture, but money. That's it. And it's one reason I'll never buy any of their products. Besides the fact they're just high fructose corn syrup crap. We again steel thousands. We have that all. We have. There's a superintendent. I don't know. There's a ground landscaper at Sim School. It's arrested for sexual. I don't even know. I don't even click on the thing anymore. This teacher's removed for misconduct. This teacher's watching pornography with the 17-year-old in the classroom, and he's got his pants down. It's just, we're so far past that now. We're so far past that with the terrible influences that are in society and holding sway over people today. There's just no more guideposts for behavior. The teacher doesn't even perceive that they're doing wrong. They're just taking advantage of the moment. Yeah, I had the opportunity, so yeah, I did it. Yeah, I had some feelings for the kid. And then they wonder why they have $10 million settlements from the school districts and stuff. God almighty. Yeah, it's taking away the culture, yeah. Think of all the just like the Catholic Church being gutted with all the billions of dollars of claims. In my mind, it's the best thing that could ever happen, because it turns it all upside down and shakes all the bad apples. And now all of a sudden, if somebody even looks at you sideways, there's people reporting into the bishop, and this guy's, I don't know, we're just removing you till we do the investigation. Sayonara, baby. Money does the job amazingly. Money does the job. Hey, Tess. Same thing with preachers. You want to take $200 million and run a scheme for your church? Yeah, you're going to get busted out on it. You want to be a teacher that takes advantage of an underage child in a classroom or something like that, and the school district's going to be paying out millions of dollars of claims. They're not going to go to court. Ooh. Dude, we can't put this. Are you kidding? We put this in front of a jury? We got Lipschitz, Leibowitz, and Frankel representing the other side. They're going to fillet us like a tuna. Then we're going to get treble damages and all. Are you kidding, dude? Get this thing settled up. All these police districts that have to pay out. And we let little rain. And life was so much easier, wasn't it, Tess? And Tess, I can tell you got an outstanding education. I don't know whether it was private or public. But I'll tell you what. You can tell by the way you talk, the way you do your videos and your things that, yeah, you got it going on. But I'm just saying, all of these organizations have gone through these waves of corruption that are so costly. So costly. And I don't even know how many lawsuits are in the pipeline around here. This landscaper at Sims School somewhere in Sonoma County, now he got caught with his hands down somebody's pants or exposing himself. How much is that lawsuit going to bring? And you want to talk about teachers out having to buy their own supplies and stuff? Looks to me that's small change compared to what Francisco is doing over there. Yeah, accountabilities for subsidies, exactly. But you talk about that here and you get crickets over here. People just want to thrive in their cultural excellence here and their egalitarian values and have their emergency indivisible meetings and get out there on Friday afternoons, the ladies in black on the corner in Sebastopol holding up their signs about Israel and Palestine, and across the streets the counter pro-Israeli rally. It's like it's just like living in the 60s carries with it a tremendous price, and they're not the ones that are paying it. The kids are the ones that are paying it. I keep feeling like it's because I'm Irish. Sometimes it keeps me up at night. Yeah, I'm Irish too, but it doesn't really, I don't know. I get slammed all the time in Gmails and things like that, and people take things personally. You shouldn't tell people there's a hell, it's awful. You frighten people, and I answered back. I said, what if I mentioned that like 3 times or something in 5 months? I said, since you're so sensitive, you should take about half of your Bible, pull it apart, go through it, pull out the pages that offend you, go to the binder, have it rebound and put together, and just call it the new American Bible, and then you'll be really happy with what you read. Shit, everybody else does it, right? Everybody else edits and interprets the death as a shit. Yeah, this is probably what it said. Yeah, the Greek infinitive for continuing tense. No, I think it meant this or that. You might be right. What happens? We have this wave of complication and convolution that, it can't be. It can't be. Yeah, how you doing, Deja Vu? How you doing? Unbelievable. Yeah, be about 10 pages, right? I mean, you can't talk about that anymore. People just up and they flee. You can't be a David Wilkerson anymore and bring the heater. Imagine the local whatever office of the evangelical comes out. Is like, dude, Man, shit, man, my phone is like blowing up today. What the hell happened over there yesterday? Yeah, well, I just repeated a sermon I gave about 30 years ago. Dude, you just, like, people's hair's on fire. Are you kidding me? We're going to have a 30% drop in collection now because you had to go flapping your gums. Oh, sorry. I thought I was saving, I thought we were supposed to save souls. Dude, what year is it? 2025? Yeah, it's not 1925, dude. All right. You know, people want to be comfortable. They want a safe space to come. They don't want to be challenged. It's all about safe spaces. It says it, okay, you know, it's fine. Honolulu Christmas tree. I guess talking about Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, I mean, I never get involved. I'm not a preacher. But I see the effects on culture. I see the effects in education in this very wealthy county that has so much per capita income here and such an abundance of natural resources, beautiful rivers, beautiful coastline, great industries here, crabbing, fishing. You got beautiful geysers, power generation, geothermal power. You got some of the greatest wines in the world here, and they still find a way to muck it all up. They still find a way to muck it all up. Amazingly. You don't have to be a prisoner, right? Yeah, evidently you can't anymore, doctor. You get what's called cancel culture. It's, you know, I'm not here to talk about religion today. I'm just saying you hit people in the pocketbook, then you start to get real change start coming in. Real effective change that's radically needed in the systems all over the place. All across faith, politics, all that stuff. Now, what this Santa Rosa School Board, I feel like going into the meeting they're going to have and do my research. I'm going to go back 5 years or so. And I feel like I ought to look up all the judgments that they've paid out in lawsuits. I should look at all the costs that they paid to hire superintendents on a search. Never hire within your county. Dude, we can't do that. Somebody might sue us. No, we have to have an independent search firm conduct this, and we're going to have to pay them $250,000 to find a superintendent. Superintendent comes in. Okay, it's going to be $600,000 a year. Yeah, you're worth it. They last about 8 months or so. And since you fire them, they have to be paid out the balance of their contracts. And then we're on to the next one here. You don't have to know right from wrong if someone's put off. Yeah, a lot of people are put off by that now, Dr. Frankenstein. I hear the part that sometimes kids left, but usually came back a couple of weeks. Well, you know, if you're a part-time pastor, opera, then you know it's all about creating safe spaces today where people aren't challenged. They're welcomed and affirmed in what they want to believe and the way they want to live. They're no longer lifted out of their weaknesses. They're affirmed. It's like, we can't come anymore because we don't like what you're saying. Okay, right? That's when you get into the whole message of, oh, Jesus loves you just the way you are. Really? Just like he loved them in Noah's time and Sodom and Gomorrah, and out of 2 million Israelites leaving Egypt, exactly 2 cross into the Promised Land. Yeah, okay, I get it. 2 of the original party to leave. Yeah, they were loved. You can believe any kind of bullshit that you want these days. Yeah, you hurt feelings. These men, they leave you, then they lose. Yeah, it's one of the beauties of the U.S. is if you want to leave, you can leave. And as much as I might differ from Rosie O'Donnell politically, she did something that very few other people have done. I dislike her as a person, but she put her money where her mouth was. She moved to Ireland and set her family up over there. I look at her. To me, she looks like the most miserable creature on planet Earth, but she says she's happy, and that's fine. I'll take her word for it. Just living her life over there. So, people do have the freedom to leave. Yeah, while you still can or whatever. Yeah, she just does it. She looks very unhealthy. She's pale as she doesn't have any color to her. I don't know. I think about the girl that I enjoyed watching in League of Their Own and stuff, and the early stuff, and how I enjoyed her comedy and things. And then she's symptomatic of all of America. Just went from A to Z on a really, really bad trip. Because we couldn't understand what our job was and what we were being paid to do. I don't know. We want to be crossover artists all the time. I wish I had her money. I might leave too. How you doing, Kitty? Let me tell you, having lived overseas for 5 years, you're always glad when you come back here, no matter how bad you think it is here. Go spend some time in other countries when you have to endure brownouts and blackouts and shitty weather, and it just depresses people, i.e. Ireland. Oh, it's so lovely, and top of the morning, too. How are you? Can I pull a pint for you, lass? Yeah. I'm like 2/3 Irish. There's no way I would ever go live in that misty, rainy-ass place. Virtue signaling and hate my. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know her that well, but she did something doctor that other people haven't done. She took her whole operation and she moved. And of course, they want to touch base with her to have, her talk about, what a nut job the president is and all. You kind of expect that. It's good. I don't know who the former anchor for CNN was, David, somebody, a Cuban guy. They sent him over there and they had lunch and stuff, so he made sure to get some time with her to stir the pot a little bit. He didn't really have any interest in her as a person. He used her for his own purpose, used her as a tool to get back at CNN and everything. Yeah, it's nothing like the United States. To give your creator point. Yeah, thank you, cute kitty. I appreciate that. And please give the thumbs up too. That's very helpful. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback on these sessions that we have. Some people have indicated they've learned stuff that they never knew before. Other people have realized how much they hate it and things like that. It's not always this, but it's been well received in the community. There's a time for fun, and the time for the next will be when I return to Vegas around the 10th of October. So that'll be 10 days to 2 weeks of blowing it out big time over there with all kinds of stuff. So so you spend time in another nation and you can really appreciate it. Every time I was in the Philippines, I'd be in a meeting. Ooh. Like, does this happen often? Yeah, about 6 or 7 times a day. How long does it last? Yeah, it can last from 10 minutes to like 3 hours or so. And the place is stifling. It's like after about 20 minutes, the air it's so humid and it's so damn hot, right? And ooh, here comes the power again. You can imagine the toll it takes on the equipment, this surging and this starting and shit. And then you go up to a place like Beijing, and everywhere you look, they only have 1 wattage of light bulb, a 15-watt bulb at night. Of course, this was 1990. Every housing, every ghetto high-rise, the same light and stuff. Shitty water. You don't dare drink the water. In so many of these places. Shut down by that's what we're doing here now. I mean, even Vegas is turning away from being a 24-hour town now. Vegas is now moving back to what it was early in the pandemic and stuff, when people are going, it's turning into a weekend town again. So we're going to see if they can bleed that over into weekdays. But right now, it's strictly a weekend town. Yeah, thank you very much, Kitty. We've been doing all right. I'm not one that really follows the numbers. I do appreciate the thumbs up. They're very appreciated, but I've never lived and died, but it is nice. A lot more people have been coming aboard, seeing the content and realizing that they may not agree with what I say, but they're going to hear things that they don't hear other people talking about on here. Not toting a company line, red or blue, but the right down the middle of the road. So they can't lower costs. They're having like a 5-day sale or something like that. But how long can you continue a 5-day sale when Caesars is running a hot 5-day sale? How long can you continue that before it affects your revenues, and all of a sudden your year-over-year comparisons don't look good? I'll tell you what, Buttercup baby, I really hesitate to put a thin dime into the machines, because I know that they have them as tight as the state allows them to hold, the maximum that they're allowed to hold on those machines. Rosie, walking my dogs, I can't but enjoying the show. Thank you very much. I'm moving to the Monte Petrucci. It's if not when I'll retire, 13 years, 65 soon. All right, well, good for you. That sounds like a really nice, that sounds really nice. I'd just like to go into a classic Italian restaurant in Italy that's not swamped with tourists that are being dicks and things. I saw Santorini on the Greek coast, and I couldn't believe 4 cruise ships a day pull up. Average of 2,000 people a ship, and 8,000 people are crawling through that town. You can't tell me the Amanda Hug and Kiss is going to have a good time visiting Santorini. She's going to come back and tell her friends, next time I'm taking a small elite Viking cruise or whatever. Right, I'm not going to be in a cattle drive going up in like a mountain goat climbing with all these sweaty tourists and shit. Yeah, they're very tight. Very tight. Very tight. That sounds really good, Moxie. Amazing, actually. That's like the coolest thing I've heard this week. You remind me of Under the Tuscan Sun or whatever. No, the tours would be, it would be terrible, Buttercup baby. It'll take care of it. It'll be taking care of itself now. I mean, it's gonna dissipate a lot. It's already hit its crest now, and people go over there and they're being sprayed with water guns, and people are giving them the finger, and Jeffrey Epstein big heads on sticks, and Trump, and who else? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, the big. It is really, I couldn't believe Santorini. You know what it is? Because they have economy of scale on cruise ships that you would never achieve by having air transportation into say Athens and then busing down. But if you put people on a cruise ship with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people, then you have the economy of scale that you can go in there and herd people in there like they're cattle. That's what makes it feasible. And all the people are doing is buying little Chinese knickknacks that are made in China. Oh, I visited Santorini, or this is beautiful. I cruised along the north was a bucket list must. Too cold for me. So that's my rant on the Santa Rosa school system. Next thing we want to turn to is Canada Post. And I got a late news flash thing on my phone today that Canada Post has decided that they're going to cut out like direct-to-door delivery. Now, what does that mean? Because the Postal Service is in such a crisis now in Canada. I thought to myself, wow, right? I mean, I don't even get mail like maybe 4 days of the week. 3 days of the week I get mail now. That's about it. Nobody's willing to schlep the mail around anymore and deliver it. So I don't know how much a postal employee in Canada makes, but can you imagine that? It's like you're going to just have to, I predicted this is going to come. Everybody's just going to have a community box or whatever. They're not going to have, the Bob the Post guy coming up to your door anymore and delivering to you. So now you get to go to the community box. So next thing that can happen, all the bad guys can put a chain around the big community box with 150, 200 mailboxes in it. Get that nice big Ram lifted truck, diesel, Mopar, big ass thing, and just rip that thing right out of the ground, throw it in the back of the truck, and then let's go see what we got today. Maybe Grandma sent Junior some cash for her birthday. Yay. Can you imagine that? Dr. Frankenstein, did you see the story in San Ramon where 20 masked guys robbed a jewelry store? Can you imagine that? 20 at one time streaming through the door. And they got caught in like the trap thing that automatically locks the doors or something like that. So some of them got caught. Somebody shot the lock off of the thing and the other rats managed to escape. But wow, what a scene to see 20 people coming through. 20 people running through. Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know those people's story? You can never send cash. People especially in remote areas, suspending all delivery. Yeah, it's huge. It's enormous. This is the part and parcel of the decline of Western civilization here. You put this stuff in a community box now, and yeah. You watch the thugs go to town on this stuff, and then it'll be like, oh, I don't know, I guess you'll just have to come to the post office like it's 1870 again and pick up your mail at the post office. Okay, general delivery. Dr. Frankenstein, general delivery, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or whatever. I didn't see that one. The gang trying to run it, and the owner and staff pulled out swords, yeah. Having your grandmother gonna digital banking forced by... Yeah, they haven't been sending checks for years. Shutdowns, Canada after the meltdown. Yeah, only knows. I don't know. I wish Corky was here. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. What a mess. So the way that thievery is ramped up is absolutely incredible. The way theft is just getting worse. I mean, can you imagine the insurance on a jewelry store now? Here's your insurance bill. Yeah, we're afraid you might shoot somebody, and then we're gonna all get sued or whatever. So, yeah, it's gonna be $50,000 your insurance. 50,000. Hey, what's your name, kid? Shlomo, close the door. We're out of business. Get this shit out of here. Sell it all. Take it downtown. Get rid of all this shit. We're done. Shlomo. Pick up your mail. We laugh about that, but think of the convenience. Think of the convenience that we had having your mail delivered to your drop through your mail slot or put into your mailbox out front. Think about that. And then think today where everything is now degrading and moving backwards to an 1880s model now. never do. Yeah, I just, if I'm making a donation, I'll write a check or something like that. Yeah, Shlomo, close it up. What are you talking about? We're out of business. What are you talking about? We're having a big sale coming. That sale's over. What are you talking about? Yeah, look at the insurance bill for next year. Whoa, 50,000? Yeah, I'll have this shit boxed up in about 10 minutes. Yeah, we're out of here. That's it. So you can say goodbye to jewelry stores. You'll have to be like Fort Knox, armed guards there, and when they're off hours, you'll have to have guards there. And even then, the guards will just rip off the place. That they'll tell their cousin, "Hey, man, I'll leave the back door." Yeah, it's easy pickings. Just make sure you said you'd split it with me when you do the job. Yeah. This show pays you over there. Yeah, I don't know, Willa. During office hours, I think, during regular store hours, I think that they put everything out on the displays. They put it all out. And then at nighttime, they remove everything from the windows, put it all in safes. But the thing is, you have to protect yourself from people on the inside. Inside jobs, cyber hacking. Can you imagine your trusted employee? He's done one day and he gets this Gmail. Oh yeah, here's the order invoice for this, and it's like, it looks like one of the catering companies or something like that. The guy clicks on it, and the next thing you know, they've got all the information. They've taken over the whole system. Or you have somebody that's inside and is really pissed off that they don't like the company. Maybe the boss said something, or the boss lady rubbed them the wrong way. Yeah, I'm gonna fix you. Yeah, I'm gonna contact my Russian buddy. I'm gonna go on the deep web, and yeah, I'm gonna find somebody. We're gonna do this job, and we'll get some nice ransomware out of it. He's only beat through 2-inch safety glass to steel Rolex. Yeah. And this is the country that we think is wonderful, and these cities are doing such a bang-up job of education and policing and everything else. Policing, I can understand. Civil and free and just societies always depended on people policing themselves. When that breaks down, there's no law and order that can contain it. Imagine if more and more people get the idea, man, this is easy pickings, dude. I've been studying some videos how you chain up an ATM machine with the truck and you pull that baby out. I just say we get a big U-Haul. Look, if it messes up, we just tell the U-Haul, look, man, I don't know why the axle fell off of it. It's just a shitty truck. But it's standing outside of the bank. It's not moving. Right. Here's the keys. We left the keys in it. Whatever. Hey, Rio Bird. Ooh, nice to see you. I remember shopping on Fifth Avenue, and the armed guard didn't wouldn't unlock door until given for Rancho. Power company, yeah, they're all, yeah, exactly, Buttercup, baby. So you can't, no corporation can defend itself against internal corruption. And the more people are stressed in their standard of living, the more inclined people are to take advantage of that and want to rob from the inside. Conspiracy. How to save face after a meltdown at work. I don't know. I guess so, Elmer. I don't know. I guess the way you save face after a meltdown at work is just go steal from your company or whatever, steal from your church. Why not? Yeah, I was going to go to Vegas. I took the money. I thought I would just put it in. I thought I would win and then just pay it back. Yeah, it's all good. Or I was just going to invest it there. Frankie said it was a good deal. I could invest in Salesforce or whatever. Yeah, I got wiped out. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. How you doing, Daniel? Yeah, by the way, I forgot to tell you about that. Yeah, I meant to tell you the other day. So I would say that internal thievery and embezzlement in schools, in businesses, in NGOs, in religious organizations is going to be a really huge problem coming up. To the effect that some places it's definitely going to affect their operations. I don't know. Boyd Gaming also got hit by hacking. Did you see that? They had to disclose that. They never let the public know, but they disclosed it in their quarterly filing, their 10K. They didn't disclose how much they paid out. Why do people from Brooklyn think they're Italian and act like mom is Brooklyn Carlo? And they don't, I don't know. Naomi, it's not Italian in the sense it's Americanized Italian. Right? It's just, it's the same. Why do people from Baltimore talk the way they talk? It's just a cultural thing. That's why Amanda Hugginkiss likes watching Hairspray and all them movies about Baltimore in the 50s and things, because she like to hear that Baltimore accent come out. How you doing, hon? We're going to go get some crabs tonight, and be careful coming out there. You might slip on the cement. Yeah, we're going to go watch the O's tonight. Yeah, just get a couple tickets and maybe get some crabs, Dan. Yeah, let's go down to Bricky's, get some crabs, man. Yeah, Pete Hagsbeth, yeah. Do you think it's I think it's reduction in force. I think it's weeding out it's weeding out the top fat from the military that just doesn't really do anything. Generals that are just basically babysitting. Ooh, the first winds of fall are here. I don't think there's anything big coming that would require. But it got their ears perked up in Russia and in China, you better believe it, because there's a lot of Trident submarines floating around there. Yeah, we always have to be aware of that. I don't know. Amanda Hugginkiss is retracting everything now. Just reduce the numbers. Who's going to just get the fat out? It's simply a reduction of just an explanation of the way forward for the next 3 years. What's going to happen in terms of upper officers and the like you said, the ones that really don't do anything and just rubber stamp what's going on down below. Nobody needs it anymore. I don't worry about Venezuela's 2-bit country that's on the verge of collapse. Cheap oil, shitty, another, for those of you who champion socialist countries, yeah, that should be your poster child for October, Venezuela, when you celebrate socialism and how wonderful it is, and you have Maduro, this tin horn dictator, in there. Yeah, I could care less about Venezuela. Yeah, we're charging, believe it or not. Iran's a different thing. Yeah, better. What are the big problem markets emerging for? What are the big profitable markets emerging for companies? Well, we had to buy off Argentina, that's to the tune of $20 billion. And when we talk about, like Naomi, I love Naomi, she said, yeah, well, the president's going to take that tariff money and help the farmers. It's like, okay, so why did we, what's the point of having the tariffs then? I thought the tariff money was going to reduce the federal budget deficits and long-term debt. No, AI is not going to be a profit center. No. You have all these. It's similar, Dr. Frankenstein, to car companies in the 1920s. There were like something like 140 motor car companies in America. And by the end of the Great Depression, it shrunk down to about 5 or 6 viable motor car companies. The rest of them just sucked eggs. What is this person doing? Oh, is the car broken down? Oh, everybody's madder than hell. I don't know. Yeah, they're supposed to go in there, but now we have an emergency situation with farmers because China's not bought 1 bushel of soybeans. And they don't intend to until the tariffs come off, but yet we'll do the TikTok deal, which absolutely astounds me. So yeah, you can put an anti-administration check mark on those 2 boxes for me, thank you. So road rage, yeah, that money, that's exactly used to pay back those. It won't be, John. It won't be. I've told you before, the best analogy I can think of, and those of you who are older will remember the Ed Sullivan Show or Jackie Gleason Show and things like that, variety shows it used to be on. And there would be this guy that would come out and he would have plates on a stick. And it was like, how many plates could you keep up in the air spinning on the sticks? That's what our Treasury's doing right now, is trying to keep all these plates spinning up in the air, and they keep adding more plates to it, to the point that I hate to tell you, you guys that wished for a interest rate cut, you got your wish. But guess what? They don't write mortgages on the 30-day T-bill. They write mortgages on the 10-year note. And guess what? The 10-year note has done nothing but climb in interest rates since cuts were made. We were down to about 4%. Now we're at like 4.2% here, like a week or so later. It takes money to run along like the fresh fruits and vegetables. Well, these aren't really fruits and veg. These are massive grain operations. Oil seeds, wheat, corn. I'm just waiting for the price of soybeans to crash through the $10 a bushel level. And then you have to decide, the president's got to decide, how are we going to divvy up the $20 billion of rescue money? Because we got to have those red states stay red. And the farmers will be like, yeah, this is nice. Okay. Right. Maybe I'll be able to sell my soybeans too. But in the meantime, I'll take the $750,000 allotment for my farm. Nice. Remember, all that shit began with the Agricultural Adjustment Administration under Roosevelt in 1933. 1932 and 33, paying ranchers to kill cattle, to dig huge pits and bury, kill millions of pigs and bury them, and just pay people not to grow food. Yeah, there aren't any small farmers. Hey, Happy Face, ConAgra, and Cargill. Yeah, these are huge operators. General Mills, Pillsbury Mills, ConAgra, the biggest Cargill. Nobody even in this country's even heard of Cargill. They're the largest private company in America. Absolutely huge. You got Archer Daniel Midlands. These things are huge. So now we have to subsidize people not to sell their shit. So yeah, it's also convoluted these days. There's so many plates spinning in the air on the sticks that I think I'm just going to hear one crash on what is it, next Monday or whatever, with September 30th. We need to have next Tuesday or whatever. Yeah, we have to have the new extension for the debt limit. Yeah, hectares of land. Yeah, I like to eat bread, so we need to grow the wheat. And we grow plenty of it, honey. We got bumper crops to the tune that wheat's about to crash through $5 a bushel. And a few years back, it was like $8, $7, $8 a bushel. I think it might even gone up around $9 a bushel, something like that. We have wheat, corn, and soybeans coming out the wazoo, but our tariff policies just destroyed markets. Argentina dropped the tariff on Chinese against Chinese imports, and the Chinese immediately responded with a huge order of soybeans from Argentina. Then we had to rush in there with $20 billion to support the Mila presidency down there. So it's like, it's like, as fast as you think the money's coming in, it's being overspent by that point, I guarantee you. And again, today we got gold up another $10 or whatever, and we got silver up another $1, over $45 an ounce now. People aren't stupid. They can see the writing on the wall with the US dollar, because there's trillions of them out there. And I don't want to say that you're going to be able to wipe your butt with them, but you better be prepared for even less purchasing power with your money. Plate spinning. Yeah, Eric Breen, plate spinning on the Ed Sullivan. Everybody's in the trade business without the U.S. Well, their tariffs carry a price. Yeah, corn, or yeah, nobody even wants to make ethanol. Never been to have something stocked. So growing's not the problem. It's just that we have this massive situation in farm country now where we have last year's harvest that's taken up all of the silos and all the storage bins there. Now you have to go out and begin harvesting this year's crop, and you don't really have a place to put it. So what do? You spread out these big Harbor Freight tarps on the ground, and then dump all of that product on the tarp, and then leave it to the ravages of rats and mice and everything else in there to get to it. That's a big problem. So what do? Well, you do what everybody else does in the last 90 years. You turn to the government for a bailout. You ask them for the money. You kind of cut off India. You piss them off with tariffs. Yeah, we've kind of painted ourselves into a corner here that there's no free lunch. No free lunch. So, for the people that said tariffs are a wonderful thing, once in a while, but boy, you put them across the board and you see other countries start to adjust to the situation of tariffs, and other nations around the world are being flooded with Chinese goods that used to come here, which is depressing their own productive economies too. So it's all a gigantic lever that's pushing things down. So I hope they don't shut down the government, but that's the third thing that's I had to list today. I think that's my thumbnail. Is the shutdown is looming next Tuesday or next Wednesday. So, well, lots of people are still drinking the Kool-Aid. Well, the Kool-Aid's not from the left to the right. It's a mixed bag, Buttercup baby. You have the shitty social policies of the liberals, and you have some of the shitty economic policies of the conservatives. It's a mix of just crap. What do you? I don't know what you get when you mix red and blue together. You get purple, I guess. That's it. Everybody's drinking Kool-Aid on both sides. We made a big mistake when we pissed off India. Yeah, and yeah. It's easy to just unilaterally slap a tariff on the largest, the biggest populated country in the world today. But there are consequences because they could take a lot of our grains and things because they're not very efficient when it comes to feeding. No, but a lot of people on the left thought DEI and social programs were good. Right? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and all the expensive No Child Left Behind and all the bullshit rotten food stamp programs, housing programs that just enabled multiple generations to become dependent on the United States government. Yeah, that's a blue responsibility right there. So yeah, you get the purple drink, you get the purple Kool-Aid, exactly. So I see shit on both sides, particularly violent too. It's all part and parcel of bad ideas on both sides, and it's all not having the ability to think things through to their natural conclusion, but then end up being excuse makers. And remember, nobody ever apologizes and says we made a mistake. You will never hear that from either side. We made a mistake. Yeah, we just created that through the tariff policy. We didn't have that level of dependency before. But look who's dependent on the government in the cities for generations. I'll say one thing, at least farmers produce something instead of people that just eat. That's it. Jonestown summer camp coming your way. Yeah, exactly. Right. Own that, Buttercup, baby. Own those great programs. And the school systems and the rotten school systems in these big cities. Rotten to the core. Rotten to the core. Drug problems. We'll just turn the other way like Gavin Newsom. Yeah, just turn them loose. We finally had to pass a proposition here that, yeah, you have to criminalize shoplifting. And guess who vetoed it? Newsom. How does that grab you? Like, he basically gave people license to steal from stores. Woman's like, I'll be back tomorrow. You get me out of here today, I guarantee I'll be back here tomorrow doing the same thing. Somebody drafted a proposition to criminalize, to lower the level, and all of a sudden the amount of theft from retailers went down here. Yeah, that was a good idea by Newsom, right? We just decriminalized shoplifting. Well, what about the poor store owners? F them. Screw them. Let them get private security and take care of their own shit. But we have to mollycoddle our prisoners here. We have to let our streets become overrun with filth and everything else. Yeah. Drive down Broadway in LA and drive down Skid Row. I like homemade, I like the homemade frozen Kool-Aid pie. Who else used to make them up? Yeah. So you'll never see people on the left own that. They just want to distance themselves from it. It didn't happen. It's not. Newsom is our guy. He'll loosen up criminal penalties when he gets to a federal level. It's going to be beautiful. Everybody's going to love it when they're being robbed left, right, and center. Oh, that's a good thing. And imagine the wonders he's going to do for the education system. You won't hear him on talking about the the high school graduate performance shit here. It's like we can't touch that one, man. That might alienate our base right there. Even the local news reporters won't ask the tough questions. Governor, what about these high school graduation testing results? Yeah, I'm sorry, I got to catch my plane here. All right. His armed security as he sleeps like a baby. I don't have anything against the guy, but let's not pretend he ever accomplished anything in this state except to destroy and further destroy the luster of the great state of California here. Through his decriminalization things, through his education departments, through his energy departments. Now all of a sudden he's giving the okay to Bakersfield, King County down there in Kern County. Yeah, you can go ahead and start 100 new oil wells. Isn't that nice? Gee, what happened to climate change? Holy shit. We used to have like 30 refineries in this state. Now we have 14, and now there's panicking because none of all the refiners say we can't do business in this state anymore. And now finally the governor's panicking, and okay, we're gonna give a permit for 100 new wells down in a big producing area down in Kern County. I'm sure it's great for the local people, good for country music, but this guy's all over the map with energy and everything. It's like, what the hell? People come around, and I think it certainly is. I don't need people to come around. Assuming somebody's coming around is based in hope and not reality. All right, there's no sense of why would you come around? If you come around, you alienate your base immediately. You just cut them off. All the gassy grandmas and everything, just immediately shut them down. That's it. They don't want to hear about criminal penalties. They want to decriminalize more drug use. Right. Keep that school system rolling good because of fat pensions and retirements and nice salaries for working 9 months of the year. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And then we're supposed to be climate activists. And here's Newsom today signing off on, opening up drilling and drill, baby, drill. I mean, how do you put two and two together? It's all transactional. It's all just, maybe we were a little hard on refiners in this state. Yeah, we have the toughest clean air policies in the world. Yeah, well, the rest of the world is polluting more than ever. But we'll just tell this clean air to just stay over the state of California, please. Don't go over to Nevada. Don't go over to Arizona, please. Like I said, I don't care. He runs for president. That's fine. I've noticed he's finally moved to clean up cities because he's trying to put himself on a national level. And he knows when the cameras run down these shitty streets that people are immediately turned off. That's it. Plumbers get in. People with a degree in women's studies makes fun of them. I don't know if people in women's studies even know what plumbers make, to tell you the truth, John. I don't know. That's something I'm not familiar with. I can't really speak on that. But I know that a lot of these people that came out with majors in diversity, equity, inclusion are at the back of the employment line now. Because what skill do they have to offer? You come in with a degree in women's studies, you're already you're already tipped one way before you even start to work. What's the point? What are you going to do for our organization? Go sell? I'm not a salesperson. I'm a thinker. Well, you know we're here to sell stuff to make money. No, I'm here to bring diversity to this enterprise. And I'm really not going to like it if this conversation really continues in this vein much further. I'm going to ask for a human resources representative to now come in and sit in on this meeting. I feel like maybe my rights are, I'm not saying they're violated, but I'm feeling a little bit infringed here. Yeah, you'll be a good fit for our organization. I mean, it's not like they're lining up to hire these people, okay? Because all they see down the line is just trouble. Lawsuits, whining, internal memos, reports, outside investigators coming in. Oh, man. Bill Maher, he is a hypocrite. He owns guns, but he is anti-gun. That's the way it usually is. It's do as I say, not as I do. So everybody has a right to protect themselves. Everybody has a right to a weapon. It's a Second Amendment right. If you don't like it, change the Constitution. You don't like it that much, change the Constitution. Stop whining about it. Do something productive to make a difference in the world. Good employer have never been easy to get if you're a good employer. Yeah, that's it. So that's what people will live with. If he gets in there, it's in my opinion, it'll just accelerate the slide down if it's already underway. And I would predict within a very short period of time that when he faces the realities of taking over governance, and the monetary realities of that, and the challenges that he will quickly have a lot of his supporting base turn against him, because he'll have to start cutting programs and things. We didn't elect you to cut programs. We thought you were going to solve this problem. And now look, things are worse and worse now. Now you're talking about cutting more teachers, more police, more CHP officers, more healthcare. We might as well have just left the last guy in. What do you guys want me to do? We already got everybody against the wall in taxes. What more do you want? You don't think you know Trump's thinking. Yeah, take care, Auntie. Good to see you. We're up against real things here. Real things. Real problems that I don't think the average person appreciates the scope. It all seems really easy when you're sitting on one side, like, oh, just pay people more. Just tax people more. You watch how many, you think millionaires are fleeing the UK now? I guarantee you, and that's the only Western nation that millionaires on net are leaving now. There's less millionaires. I guarantee in this country, anybody with a significant amount of wealth is working to secure a second passport and a second place to live, whether that's Australia or New Zealand, New Guinea, Burma, Mexico. They'll be welcomed with open arms. No tax on your assets in the U.S. Come on down and have a feast. There's no tax on capital gains. No tax on your bank interest rate. And the cost of living is cheaper. What a dream, man. Hey, Blue Eyes, how you doing? We can't afford any more pay. China just had Chery Motor Car Company, which is the largest motor company car in China, do its public listing on the Hong Kong market, raising billions of dollars there on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. They can build and sell a car for $12,000. Is there anywhere in the U.S. that we can make and produce a car to compete with that? No, because our cost of doing business is way too high. Too much insurance cost, too much pay, too much material cost. Yeah, so now we'll make it worse if they can't pay. They can't pay now, but now we'll make it worse. We'll tax them even more now. We'll take the golden goose that lays the eggs, provides the employment. Remember, AI can go anywhere in the world. It doesn't need a factory. It can move anywhere in efficient size. That's the beauty of a global. Yeah, you can go over to Ireland, run your operation there, Guernsey, Jersey, the Channel Islands. You don't need to be here. I just want the same crappy pay a nurse or a teacher gets. Crap has been going on forever. Pay denied growth. Yeah, exactly, Will. It's been going on since 1932. So the market never really has a chance to be a free market. It's always reeling from all of these programs that throw a wrench into it constantly. And then people complain, well, we should have a socialist government. God help us. That'll be the final gutting of America right there. Please hit the thumbs up button. It's appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to be taking my Beretta 92 FS to Vegas in October, in the middle of October. That's going to be fun. We're going to see my Range girl out there. That'll be a cheery day. And Dr. Frankenstein, you know who I'm talking about. To brighten your day, from stage, from the clubs, to behind the counter, there it is. Right. Yeah, everybody complains about low pay. They don't realize the service economy lives on the fat of the manufacturing, actually producing something. Right? If you don't produce something as a society, there is no services. There is no service sector. Right? There is no cruise ship industry. There is no Las Vegas. There's no restaurant industry. There's no entertainment industry. All of that is just fringe frosting on the cake that requires productivity and actually doing something. Yeah, that's what we had. John. Yeah, Missy Jen had an AR-15, beautiful little, smooth little, and the people went nuts on it. Oh, it's an assault rifle. Because it looked like, the frame of it looked like an AK frame. It's like, I don't even know what to say. Makes over 100 days a nurse and claims he's grossly underpaid. Yeah, Rancho Mark system, yeah. When people get everything else, of course it does. When every time somebody else enters into the workforce and wedges themselves in, of course things go up. When you just create single parent household, of course things go up in cost. Food, housing, utility, all that shit goes up. There's a price to be paid. Yeah, I have a good job. I never understood the term assault. Yeah, it's a fantasy in people's minds. You don't need, you can have this Tyler Robinson goes ahead and pulls grandpa's rifle out of the closet. Somebody will call it an assault rifle. Yeah, it is an assault rifle because he assaulted and killed somebody. That's what makes an assault rifle. Yeah, the people on fixed income get squeezed, exactly. But where's the money supposed to come from to enable them to get relief? We have a cost of living adjustment in Social Security, but yet the Social Security system is an actuarial time bomb. So do we start tapering down and pay people less now? So that we can meet the needs of future generations that might not be able to have Social Security one day or Medicare? Because I guarantee you in another 50 years there will not be Social Security in America. There will not be Medicare. It will be gone. You a New Deal in 1956 DeSoto. They wanted to take our gun rights. Well, they have to pass an amendment to take our gun rights away. But they're too lazy to do that. That takes work, so we would rather just continue to try to manipulate the courts. And no matter how high you go, the court holds, well, you got to look at the Second Amendment. The right to bear arms shall not be infringed. What didn't you understand about that? Yeah, but we think we don't need to hear what you think. We don't need to hear how you discern the problem. Here's the way we see it. There it is. They try to limit the magazine size in California as if if you can't get the job done with 10, you shouldn't even have a pistol. Oh, but we don't want you to have the 15 round magazine. Why? I don't know, less lethal force or whatever. Okay. Fine. All right. Just the stupidity is off the chain. Canada Post is pissed to go eliminate jobs. Oh wow! See, that's what I'm talking about. I told you, Aquarius. That's coming to this country. That's coming to this country. It's coming. I said months ago that you're going to have community boxes in every community. And the bad guys are going to take a chain at 3 a.m. in the morning. They're going to wrap it all around the community mailbox. They're going to get it behind their Ram, pull that thing up, throw it in the back of the Ram, put a tarp over top of it, and take off in the night. And say, I wonder how many grandmas sent money to Junior for birthday. Or I wonder what we can mine out of this stuff. AR-15 is just I didn't give up. Well, if I think we have to wean people down on the money. I think that there's no alternative. What do you do? I suggested that corporations pay Social Security tax. They have all the benefits of an individual, including political representation. So why shouldn't they be taxed as an individual? Jersey's banned 50 caliber single shot black powder right not one uses a rifle committed a crime. My channel got active from a nasty bully starting from scratch. I'm not sure who you are, Krusty. Only a well-armed citizenry can deter a out-of-control government. I think the administration is just facing reality when it comes to Social Security. It can't continue. We don't have enough production in this country. We don't have enough people working. You're not going to fund the Social Security system off of people jerking coffee at Starbucks or delivering Uber Eats or picking groceries off the shelf and delivering to people. You know, these aren't jobs that make $20, $30, $40 an hour. And these are the menial jobs that people will be doing more and more. Hey lady, cut your grass for 25 bucks or whatever, sure. I had to get the fingerprint. Yeah, I had to go through all the concealed carry stuff. It's a strike. I know it's a strike across Canada, but it's facing reality. Now there'll be people up there. Now the beautiful thing is, Carney is a left-wing guy, so they have to be very careful how they pose this thing now, because now they're in the driver's seat. They're the ones that have to face the bad news about, we can't afford the postal system anymore the way it is. What? All these jobs? Well, remember, the job of the post office is to deliver your mail. It's not to create jobs. That's a left idea here. Okay, that's a byproduct of what we did. Now we can't afford that anymore. We have to put the mail into a community box. That's the only way we can keep functioning as an organization. What will be the response? Raise taxes. Tax the rich. Eat the rich. Where are they? If you can identify them, we'll flush them out. We'll tax them. Cans law. We closed them on and everything going on. Yeah, I wouldn't even try to do it, cans law. It's not even worth it. You're monetizing for 8 cents a day. Yeah. The mailman at my security gate through the Yang apartment lost his master key. Did not. All the community boxes were open for months. You put that's it. You open you put the key in the back. I used to have a community box when I lived in Ocean Pines, Maryland for a year. Of course, we didn't have thievery and stuff like that, but there was no way that out of Berlin, Maryland, on the Eastern Shore, that the post office was going to be able to come around to everybody's house and deliver their mail. So people just schlepped up to the community box and picked up their mail. Now it's at a point where the Liberal government of Canada says we can't afford it. Now you have the Liberal Party in a rock and a hard place. They have to now come up with a solution to keep people working. Do we raise the postal rates and drive more mail electronically? Or do we just face Goliath and say this is what we have to do? It's outside the box, yeah. Mail to be privatized. Like we're a toll booth operator. Like a toll booth operator on the Golden Gate Bridge, they're gone. San Rafael Bridge, gone. Dumbarton Bridge, gone. The Bay Bridge, gone. They're all gone. You don't need them. They don't need them. Yes, faster and better to get the mail at a community box until it's stolen. Go through to earn the right to own a gun. There's a guy called Todd that's doing videos. Should consider moving to Canada. Hey Parker, how you doing? I like Canada. I could envision myself as a Canadian citizen. But I'm not using my pistols to do crimes here. I'm using my pistols because I enjoy marksmanship and long distance pistol shooting, at 50, 75 yards and stuff. Let's see. Here no one knows the cause because they removed the price of it. Yeah. Forever stamp. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool that it's a forever stamp now, and it's like the volume of mail will continue to go down. It'll be a greeting card service, and and then you'll have people squawk about the jobs are lost. If they complain about the jobs are lost, they're refusing to face the reality of the situation. They view having a job as a right. It's the government's responsibility to provide them with a job. That everybody else has to carry the burden of their inefficiency along with them. No, I've never ice fished. The thought of it is very scary to me. I've been a gun owner and a user since 1983. When I first picked up a Colt 45. And I almost never picked up another gun again. I think I was all of about 148 pounds when I fired that. Yeah, I remember that day. He had a 1911. I want to get the Gerson 1911 frame 9mm anyway. Makes me feel that I've done anything for decades, but the math makes it so. Well, I've enjoyed it. I love it every time I'm able to go on the range. It's an honor to be able to go out to the desert too and do a little plinking in the desert. I love that. And you know, I'm trying to get my older daughter trained up on a handgun now. The younger one is taken to it like a fish to water and very proficient on the draw and everything. But she's military, and officers really aren't expected to do too much with sidearms and all that. I have more fire than most need to do. I just think that some people don't need to do have them in the first place. Yeah, here you need a concealed carry because, well, it's California, so only the crooks have the luxury of just purchasing their weapon and going to town here. Law-abiding people have to be penalized. RXM, yeah, I want this Gerson from Turkey. Beautiful 1911 frame 9mm. Ooh, it was such a sweet gun. And Mr. Z, I fired that thing. I immediately said I want one, but I couldn't afford it, so I had to save. Let's examine it. Some people should not own them. That's probably design. Break the law. You can carry anytime, anywhere you want. Yeah. You tell the good guys, the ones that aren't out there holding up stores with registered weapons. That's how you tell the good guys from the bad guys. Look at who's doing the break-ins. It's pretty easy. The people that just grab and go, printed guns, and yeah, they don't give a shit about laws. So only the people that are law-abiding constantly have to get penalized with all the fees. It's just make money for the government, that's all. The doctor friends, some people do not have children. Turkey has excellent guns. Excellent. That Gerson was unbelievable. What a beauty. Hopefully the Supreme Court will uniform across the nation once and for all. You know, if I'm traveling and I have a firearm, I have to stop at the New Jersey border, check my weapon somewhere. Because if I get caught, I'm going to jail for a mandatory sentence. Even though it's locked in a carrying case, no ammunition in it. This is what a wreck this country is. Heckler, yeah, H and K, yeah, that's nice. You'll have unnecessary deaths because of evil people. Think about that, Amanda Huggins. Why don't you get to the root of it? You always talk about the weapon, but never the person. And when I tell somebody, they're like, oh, yeah, that too. Triggers don't pull themselves. Yeah, you can have it in full sight. Mr. Z open carries. Yeah, it's beautiful. And you know what? The good people don't shoot each other, the thugs do. What do I care if some drug deal goes bad on the streets of Las Vegas and a couple people doing drugs get hammered? What do I care? They didn't give a shit about anything. Right, it's the person, not the device, that's right. But a man to hug and kiss will never answer that, because to her, nobody's a bad person. They're just misunderstood. I have a XDM 9mm two-tone. Pretty cool looking. Also, the Desert. I've heard of that one. Big thing. Yeah, I wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat any wild meat. But hunting is fun. Maybe I would eat a turkey or a pheasant or something. But I'd probably shoot somebody out there. I think it was a crazy, like 82-point buck or something coming at me. Here goes, I think it's a big thing. Yeah. But I do enjoy my short arms tremendously. Unless you judge people by superficial standards. Yeah, I can't wait to do some more. I can't wait to get that baby in my hand. We need to bring back mental institutions. Well, I'm not even going to go there, because the money's not there to do it. We destroyed that. So by not having that, we allowed the problem to explode in size in society, and it to be overrun with, well, what you see today. When you refuse to deal with problems, they fester and grow. When you make excuses for them, they fester and grow. The shooter being violent, psychotropic drugs, or the products of daycare. That's another big one. And then you look at their eyes, they're all the same. It's like they're not even in their head. They're not even in their head. Please hit the thumbs up button. It is appreciated. Kids were taught about guns as pre-T. Whatever. So when I always said when anti-gun people address the corruption of the people, then I'll address the gun rights. Until that time, yeah. The law is the law, the Constitution. All these people are always screaming about the Constitution. Oh, it's unconstitutional, this and that, but they don't mind. They don't mind taking away people's gun rights. Oh, we don't mind doing that. Why? Because we decided. Who? Our council did. Our governing board decided. Our Politburo decided. And who elected you? Elected? Meeting adjourned. It's lunchtime. I got a good appetite. That gave me a good laugh there. Good morning. Hey, Ned, how you doing? The money may not be there, but it's the only way to start to get in. Yeah, the money's not there. There's not money for one thing. It would turn into an industry. I tell you, Dr. Frankenstein, within 5 years, it would be another industry more concerned with perpetuating its existence than actually incarcerating people and making sure that people like that are incarcerated. It would be, oh, they're underpaid. These guards take tremendous risk with these people, and wow, they should be getting bonuses and full retirements. And you could just, it's, anybody could see what's coming. It turns into it's all about the workers. It's all about them. And not one of them really gives a shit about who's incarcerated or in there. I've never had to God. I couldn't stand pheasants. I never had a pheasant. I will never own the best name. We don't have a fascination with it. The left has a fascination with it. Uh, the right is fine. The right is just protecting their rights under the Constitution. It's the left that has a big problem with guns. They don't mind if the crooks have them, but they law-abiding people, yeah, they don't want them to have them. Ooh, that's a nice van. Law-abiding people are the problem to them, not the crooks. The crooks, guys can do whatever the hell you want, right? Use your car as a battering ram at the jewelry store. Right. I guarantee you the 20 people that ran into the jewelry store in San Ramon, not one of them had a registered weapon. And if we interview them in their cell and say, you didn't have you didn't have a legal gun. What time is lunch? Shit. Yeah, well, we don't see those too often, do we, Amanda Hug and Kiss? People that own guns, I mean, open carry. Nobody gets shot with open carry, ever. I always pray that open carries in one of these stores that these thugs come bursting in and start shooting up a grocery store. And oh man, isn't that a dream? What was the store they ran into in the Marine Corps? I don't know, it was Army Rangers retired were there, and it didn't end well for the bad guys. Yes, of course it keeps them honest. Of course it keeps them honest. But you know what? You might not like it, Amanda Hug and Kiss, but that's their right. They can send out whatever Christmas card they want. Look at some of the offensive cards that sit on racks here in open view of children. Should we go around and take a tour of them? Yeah, I'll take the one with the gun any day of the week. Person, most violent crime committed by the already, prohibited from. Yeah, that's right, Carrot. But we want to always go after the people that can legally have guns. We don't ever condemn the people that commit crimes because that doesn't fit the program. But you go after the people that legally have their firearms. They're the problem in the country. They're the problems. The ones that enjoy hunting, the ones that enjoy going to the range, the ones that enjoy having home protection, they're the problem. The bad guys, let them run free. They're just misunderstood by society. They've been cheated by our world. We have to have special rules for them. They're allowed to cause mayhem in the community. What's up, Lurker? How you doing? Drug related, exactly. That's why I say in Vegas when a couple thugs off each other with their drug deals gone bad. Yeah, it's a tragedy. I hope there's not other people that get hit and killed, but I'm not weeping. Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. But they're just misunderstood. They've been marginalized by society and not treated well. Future of stores, but yeah, I see appointment only shopping too. Criminal, yeah. That's the other thing. We're gonna get rid of all guns. Let's start with the alphabetical order. C for criminals. Would you step up first and turn in your guns? How many did we get today, Frankie? 1,000, 2,000. Should we order in a bigger truck to carry them out? We didn't get one today. Really? Not one. This is not going to go well up top. Don't worry, tomorrow will be we're working down to the L's, the law-abiding citizens. Yeah, make you stop and take your picture. Yeah. Well, we did it, and then people complain about that. It's like we didn't bring it on ourselves with the way we raised our children and things. Yeah, it wasn't our doing. Stand and face the camera, smile. Oh, they took away my right. I was on camera. Oh, it's awful. Imagine I'm treated like a common criminal now. That should just be for the bad people. Okay, bad people, please use this turnstile when you enter the store. If you're a good person, just use the one on the right. A1 tracks you throughout the store, exactly. Says, yes, of course it was better in the 70s and it was better in the 60s. But you will never hear anybody take responsibility for it. That's where I come in. I did the research. I took 2.5 years. And one way or another, the story will be told. And there'll be no place to hide. When my What's up, Moxie? What's going on? That's the level you need to have now to run a store in a civilized nation. Look at London. There's a camera on every pole. Oh, this is a beautiful thing. Oh, it's intrusion. It's 1984. It's the state is they're seeing everything now that we do. Oh. It's a civil rights violation. But doctor, it's not going to matter much longer. I can tell the big crescendo is coming. The big crescendo. Singapore. Yeah, Singapore will whip you with a cane for just throwing your sidewalk on the ground. If your gum on the ground, or if you're disrespectful to a teacher in class, you get lashed with a cane outside. Singapore has no crime problem. They have no disrespectful people in society. They have the cleanest streets in Asia. Because people are taught respect. You don't need guns and weapons and all that. Lee Kuan Yew, yeah, his family did a hell of a job shaping up that place. Beautiful place to do business for people. Beautiful shopping centers, standard of living. Nobody can squawk about, my civil rights are violated. It's awful. I don't have a DEI opportunity. Oh, it's awful. What a beauty. It's getting to where a thief can make an honest living, yeah. Yeah, that's right, John Brentford. That gets society well ordered right there. Let me see something here. Look at that. That's it. You see what happens in a permissive culture like this. Singapore doesn't have security guards in the stores. Maybe in jewelry stores, they do have some Chinese gangs that infiltrate. But you don't have to worry about going into a theater and being shot up, or a school. You don't have mentally disturbed people ruling society like they do now. It's a very Confucian-based society where respect goes right up the chain, and father, grandfather, very, patriarchal society. It maintains perfect order. Perfect. To the point that people that go over there complain that come from the West, oh, it's so clean, there's no bohemian feel to it. It's all just, Orchard Road. It's also white glove. And I've been doing got my AI. I asked for a listing of every political. I was shocked at the errors. Yeah, you had to. Started in 1964 at the Texas Bell Tower down there. Former Marine climbs up on the tower with his rifle and just opens fire, thus bringing in the modern period of love and understanding. The age of Aquarius was born. When the moon is in the 7th house and peace and love are all around, and we join our hands with love, and love is all around. This is the awning of the age of Aquarius. I wanted to just vomit my Kellogg's Fruit Loops in the morning. What's wrong? Talk about a mind F. You know what I mean, Aquarius? It was a mind F. Have an awesome night, Seth. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up button. It's very appreciated as we make our way up to 100 thumbs up. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end right there. When it's just, we can all get along, and the reason this guy is poor is because society made him that way. So we have to change society to make sure that this guy has the opportunities. And then the opportunities turn, we have to make sure this guy has the rewards. That album, Fifth Dimension. Oh man, another thing, I just want to take a sledgehammer and just smash it up. Every peace rally, it was just like, you naive. But I kept my cool. I didn't run out and buy a gun and start peeling off shots at the rallies. Michael J. Fox saved the day in the 1980s. That was it. When I saw Family Ties and he came out with the sport coat, tie, and briefcase, I said, our savior is here. And immediately, boom. People started to feel uncomfortable in their freak outfits. And, how am I going to get a job? Love, come over. I love you long time. That's it. Slamming cartridge, brass case. 9mm. Anti-gun nerds. Yeah. Well, most anti-gun people are pro-crime for criminals. The laws only apply to law-abiding citizens, as if criminals ever respect the laws as they're written. It's such a misplacement of yeah, this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I just went out of my mind. Just went out of my mind. I just couldn't even believe it. The other one was Beatles. All we need is love. All we need is love, love. Now all we need is productivity, right? That's all we need. Get your ass in the harness and pull that plow out there. Do something positive for society. You want to lower the cost of food? Go produce it. Oh, that's awful. What am I, a pack horse? I'm a great thinker. I'm the one who puts up the handbills around campus for the next protest. What? Yeah, those sneaky criminals, they just don't obey the law. Isn't that it in a nutshell? Gee, how do we get these criminals to not be criminals? I don't want to go there. I'm uncomfortable with that. I don't know. I'm going to vote that they're just misunderstood and that they're just, we'll blame society for it. Oh, man. Remember the Band of Gold. Yeah, the Band of Gold. Seahawks, who are they playing? I wrote in Gunners. Young in the bulletproof vest and a concealed. Well, handle criminals differently. Yeah, we have to have kindness and understanding of the criminal element destroying the nation. They're just misunderstood in America. Aquarius. Oh, the rich are the problem. They're the ones that did it. They're the ones that created this problem. This person would never be a crook. The Monterey Pops, aunts and uncles, it was forever changed for what it's worth. Who are they playing, Kelly? Oh, Cardinals, okay. So whenever you talk about crime and criminals, it just, as Benjamin Netanyahu said, you get that deafening silence. It's like, we won't go there. We'll go to the gun thing, but we won't go there. It's like love in the dashboard, right? Paradise in the dashboard. But I can't do that. I can do this, but I can't do that. That's too uncomfortable. That hits too close to the root of the problem right there. Johnny's misunderstood. What's up, Bad Bunny? Trump has got to go. Honey, he'll be gone soon enough. You think that he could make you, I know. There's a thirst for the songs, I know. I'll miss you, Rosie. Yeah, it won't be, Kelly, they're not going to deliver your mail anymore. You got to go to a community box. Bunny, you don't have to worry, honey. Whatever you desire will be coming your way, I guarantee you. If I don't miss my guess, we're just about to have the opening overture here. Dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. You're gonna get everything that you want. We're gonna be on strike. Hey, what's up? You're good to go. It's after 6 o'clock. Yeah. So happy together. How is the weather? Imagine me and you. We don't know nothing. We just hang around and do our drugs we make a couple bucks here and there. And who really cares? We're happy together. Our state loves us. I hope the food truck comes around really soon. Whoa, 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 whoa. I won't do nothing. Do. Free Jimmy. Strike. How does the mail get delivered if they've... how in the hell does the mail get delivered if everybody's been on strike for 2 years? I mean, what the hell? Businesses, what do they do? Yeah, so Bad Bunny, I'm promising you, you don't have to worry, honey. Whatever you want to come your way, just give it a little bit of time. It'll be there. You got the mayor coming in, Madami. And he'll have to deliver for his people if the grocery prices and they don't get those stores open with low-cost groceries and you don't have low-cost housing, it's not going to go well for him. All right. He'll have a short honeymoon period and then it'll be like... Jack, let's go steal something. What the heck? That's it. Do. I guarantee it tonight. I miss when Jimmy Kimmel was funny. No, Madami already promised that. Yeah, I'm open for visits from you, Bunny. FedEx, UPS, email. Wow, it's like the final nail in the coffin. We don't get the king's head on the postage stamp anymore. Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I mean, John. But the people up there to elect them think that the grocery stores have a big margin that they can work on. And we can just subsidize that through city taxes. I'm waiting today you open a newspaper and Goldman Sachs is officially moving to their headquarters to Florida. Or JP Morgan. What? Tubes of protein. Soylent Green. That's what happened in Elton's okay. That's what happened in Kansas City with that Sunshine Market. They just thieved it till it was untenable anymore. Totally out of business now. They tried to have the low-cost model and people just ripped it off left, right, and center. Employees, too dangerous to go to work there. It just failed. But those people were misunderstood that stole things. They were victimized by society. This is ground control the major tongue. Yeah, thank you, Propuccio. Good to see you. Yeah, we have to be able to laugh too. I'm just saying, but you can look at the glass one way and you can look at the glass the other way. And then that explains what the societies we have today. It's natural. It's natural. It's a combination of guilt, poor decision making, collapse of ethics and morals. Just proving, and you can destroy a society in 60 years in lightning speed. It took 1,500 years to put together. David Bowie, yeah. I liked Young Americans, early David Bowie. But free speech cannot be hindered, not even by a wannabe dictator. Yeah, I'm saying I don't got no problem. You can't. It's just you have to understand the difference between corporations deciding what they want on their platform and what you can go out on the street corner in Brooklyn and have a sign and scream at the top of your lungs. But you can't go into your corner bodega and start screaming and hollering about how unfair the world is or whatever. You probably get kicked out. Or you work for a company and you've signed off on their social media policy. I agree, I won't do this, I won't do that. Yeah, you have the right to monitor my social media. And should the company decide that I've crossed the line of what's acceptable in terms of representing the company, yes, I can be terminated. They just look at all the 10 pages they get and just sign away. Yeah, I'm glad to have a job. Glad to have a job. Yeah, you don't have freedom vote. Yes. Yeah, I loved Young America. Yeah, you have to risk. That's what people don't like. They want that speech clamped. Same thing happens in church. Oh, you can't say that anymore. Ooh, 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 ooh. Preach the nice stuff. Tell how we're all going to be holding hands and entering through the gate, smiling, music playing. Welcome. You've all done so well. You did everything I commanded. Come, enter the feast that has been laid out for you. Interesting career, yeah. I'm afraid of Americans. You don't hear wrath anymore. That's been torn out. There's no more David Wilkersons out there. No, it's unacceptable now. You have the mega churches where it's, you don't want to frighten the kids. We don't preach on that. Yeah, it's all. Yeah, we're having a community lunch today, and yeah, let's start that. Yeah, fire up that rock band. Yeah, let's go. Rosie's there. Who's not good singers? Rolling Stone. Yeah, there's Hubert. I love that. Yeah. I like Supertramp. Yeah, I was going to preach about health. Jeez. Whew. God, it's a good thing you stopped in the office and I had a chance to just put the brakes. Are you kidding me? Hello, anybody home? Do you know what this is? A collection basket. Yeah, what do you think is going to come in? You're going to ruin people's day out there. You're going to leave a sourpuss feeling in their mind. And no. Remember, I'm the senior pastor. We're not doing that. You go out there and preach love. All you need is love. You preach. You tell people how wonderful it is that we'll all be united. And yes, you can take your pets with you to heaven. Even your turtle gets to go in the little gate. Everything's going to be fine. Don't, dude. If I ever hear that 4-letter word come out of your mouth, here, do I make myself clear? Yes, sir. Yeah, have a good day. Shit. The best musical choir there is. Yeah, Jethro Tull, now you're talking. Happy and I'm smiling, walking miles to drink your bowl. Everything will be all right. That's what I say. Everything will be all right, Bad Bunny. Yeah, you'll be a Rancho princess. Remember David the Laughing Gnome? Yeah, good run. Yeah, thank you, Moxie. I appreciate your turtle gets in, yeah. Well, unfortunately, pets don't have souls. I saw a vid of Parks Department clearing homeless off the beach, and this crazy woman screamed at them, everything is free. Yeah, everything's free when somebody else is there to clean up your feces off the beach that you leave. If you went to SMU, you know exactly what happens when you die. Well, I grew up in the 60s and I did a lot of good band, not much in the 80s, 90s, yeah. Yeah, it's been a fun night tonight. We've had a blast in here tonight. We're getting close to 100 thumbs up. It is very appreciated. We always go back and forth, but we always respect everybody's right to be heard. And I'll tell you what, I have a crew of people here that can take a punch and give a punch too. And they're strong, they got a backbone and everything else. Ziggy Stardust, pets don't have souls. Would you equate a pet with a human? Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's a very 2000s idea. So, Bunny, what's your situation? You want to be a Rancho princess now? Tell me about life on the Rancho. Part of they're doing that. I equate my pets above a human. Well, that's a problem. That's a real problem. That's called disordered priorities right there. Yeah, Mama told me not to come. No, I was asking as a friend wants me to visit her in November and December. Where is she located? I'm in and out in October, November, and December. Even Plymouth Music Wrecking Crew did it. Yeah. The hell is this thing? Weird little bug. I only recently learned that Stevie Ray Vaughan played on Glee. Yeah, there were a lot of crossover artists in the 1960s. Like my grandma, little don't live long, but you love them, and exactly. I have to get her address. Never been to CA Island. Yeah, it's about 45 miles away. Right up the 101 from San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge. Are you going to San Francisco? In San Francisco. I think this is the most fun stream I've had in like a week. But as I said, everybody will get what they want. Yeah, the city's very beautiful. Is the first that I heard pets don't have souls. I don't think. Well, it's where is it in the Bible? Where does anybody ever mention about a pet? What's for dinner? I'm not sure. I'm going to be getting up real early tomorrow to be on the road. What's going on, Adam? How you doing? It's another thing that human beings will into life, and humans design heaven now. I'm amazed, and really am admired the talents come out of Modesto. Yeah, be sure to wear the flower. Yeah, but only for a short trip, Jennifer. I'll be back on like the 10th through the 20th for like 10 days. I'm going to spend some time with my daughter the next 3 days. So I'm kind of taking a break. I've got some videos uploaded for tomorrow and Saturday. I'm sure I'll be doing a live somewhere in there. Something will be going on. Maybe walking around Friday night or something like that. We'll see. The Wrecking Crew was very popular. Yes, I remember hearing about them. Sweet, yeah. Well, Rosie is a guy name. You ever see Rosie Greer, the football player? Tommy, you ever heard of Roosevelt? Tommy James and the Shondells. Wow, they're still around. Wow. Still around, baby, baby. How does my love grow? I don't need nothing, do. It's you and nobody else, do. My nickname my whole life has been Rosie. When I was little, I had very rosy cheeks at the hint of cold. And also there was a commercial for Lux Liquid. Rose petal softness for your hands. Evidently, I went batshit crazy every time the commercial was on. Yeah, Shondells. Wow, they're still around. It's like Grateful Dead touring band. It's not the original Grateful Dead. Let's see. The Wrecking Crew and Glenn Campbell was part of them. It's knowing that your door is always open. Rolling down the back roads of the rivers of my mind, and the gentle on my mind. I'm putting you in a coma with my music. It's like drinking a heavy night of alcohol. By morning you're in a stupor. You don't know which way is up. And you sure as hell can't keep your mind on the road. Got the name Bunny for my bed. Big front teeth. Well, that's fine. Send me a picture of you. I'll rate you up. I'm a good judge. I'll add it to my collection. It always comes in through the Gmail. That is like Queen. Freddie died. He was just not the same. Yeah, send me a picture. Gentle on My Sack by Glenn Campbell, now on K-Tel Records. With Captain and Tennille. Muskrat Love. Ooh. I think music bottomed out just like at that time, just like automobiles made in America. It was like the worst of the worst of the worst. The guitar, I mean, it was barely bearable. K-Tel Records presents hits of the 70s. Man, hit me over the head with a hammer. Rosie, it says here my something in November. Okay, yeah, isn't that unbelievable? Yeah, you've been here a long time. It's great. It's rolling down the back roads of the rivers of my memory. Slap your meat on the counter. Do. K-Tel Records presents, Columbia Music. All right, let's get going. I got to get something to eat. The cats are going to be hungry. It's rolling down the back roads of the rivers of my memory. Grabbing that sack on my mind. Do. Man, I got to whiz. 66 degrees. It is chilly. I might just throw a sweatshirt in just to... Slim Whitman. And who was the other one? Remember the other guy's name? English guy. He was always on there. No, I don't think they have souls. The breath of life is just is flesh. It's not spirit. Animals don't have spirit. That's to say that animals have a conscience. Tell that to Rosie when it comes to feeding time. I'm going to tell Rosie tonight, you got a bad conscience on you. Swat these other cats. You're never going to make it into heaven. I know, Rosie's the bad apple in the lot. Going down to the hot place. I have to give the warning tonight, Rosie. You better knock that off. You better knock that off. It's knowing that your door is always open. You can be spirited as an animal, but it doesn't mean you have a soul. The soul has to be discerning. It has to have free will. It has to be able to know right from wrong. Knowledge of good and evil was not engraven in pets and animals, only on the hearts of men, which is not sexist. It means men in the sense of everyone. You watch your head, Skipper. Soul is to be human. The only one of any living species with a conscience. It's able to contemplate its existence. It's the only animal that knows it has a final fate. No other animal, the 5 million species, knows. And now the end is near. And so I brought my final cat claws to put my murder mitts into you, to give you a good going away present. I don't like you. You feed me good food, it's true. But then again, I have to put up with you and more, much more than this. It's why I hate you. Do, 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 do. If I was bigger, I would just eat you. Ba-ba-ba-boo. Ba-da-da-da. But then again, I would spit it out. The record shows I live the blows. Animals only know instinct. When somebody yells at them and tells them you did bad. Oh man. Do. I mean, everybody so wishes. Anyway, I hope for you, you do get your pets up there. Wow, what a game, man. Yeah, do. That's why we have final place of accountability, Glasgow. That's why we have a final destination, an eternal destiny. Nobody dies. Do 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 do. Why does it smell like cat food? Oh, that's obnoxious. Ooh, that's awful. Oh, man. Let's watch this cat now. Let's see what kind of conscience you have. Okay, who are you going to smack first? Here we go. Let's see, who are we going to smack here? Who are we going to hit? You're a bad cat. Who are we going to swat? Who are you going to hit? Who makes a move for the bowl? Swat you down. Swat you down. Swat you down. All right, you birds. That's what makes America. We can have a difference in beliefs without hacking each other's heads off. We couldn't do that in the Islamic nations, could we? We would risk our lives. Hooray for America. You don't all have to be Mohammedans. Let's see here. Ooh. Do 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 do. Yeah, they're loud. Yeah, well, you hope so, Glasgow, but it doesn't make any sense in theology. All right, stand by. It's just human wishing. The way I want it to be. I'm the boss. Right? Like you, Shadow, you're the boss. You're the boss. Don't you jump up on the table. Everything has to conform to the way we want it. Don't go nuts here. I gotta pour some food in. Because I'm a nice person. I feed you, you would never feed me. You're chewing my leg off. You chew my leg off. I think you cheated yourself there. Ooh. Watch Rosie swat somebody. Bad cat. Bad cat. Bad cat. Alright, everybody happy? Everybody getting along? I got no meanies here tonight. Everybody behaving. Tiger's the smartest one. Tiger just holds back to him. Everybody else is eating. What a smart cat you are. Oh. Even though your brain is the size of a walnut, you still are a smart cat. Hello, Simba. Here's Simba, the three-legged wonder. Oh, I gotta get the keyboard. Oh, there we go, you bad cat. Look at that. Fierce. What are you doing? Always gotta be the bully. Always the bully cat. Bully cat. Be nice now, Rosie, to the other cats. You're always mean. You're always mean. Be a nice cat. Be a nice cat. I gotta keep law and order to travel each and every highway more, much more than this. I did it my way. Oh, Simba boy. Yeah, I just wish, yeah. Man, I just wish Rosie was a little nicer. I'm going to pull this closer to keep an eye on it. Now I have to keep it under my watch. That's it. Yeah, we're going to see what's going on now down there. All right. I'm going to monitor this shit right now. We're going to be nice now. Yeah. All right. Boy, you never miss a bit, do you? Yeah? You never miss a bit, the ragdoll. Oh. Boy. Yeah, they're very, very dramatic, yes. We have a lot of, we got a lot of divas here. Oh, I don't know how to get that mean streak out of Rosie. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Oh boy. You miss Harbaugh. Oh my lord. Oh boy. All right, peanut time. Yeah, the Seahawks. How about that? Yeah, I really hope that, I thought when Rosie got fixed, she might calm down. I don't know. Seems she might have gotten worser and worser. And then all of a sudden Simba got real mean. Yeah, they're all fixed. Well, the game's not over yet, is it? The thing is, John, everybody eats at the end. I like to have it a little bit orderly. Yeah. Everybody eats. Oh no. Simba's gonna drop the hammer again. Very unhappy. Yeah. Yeah, once the three move out, then the next three move in. See, Simba's like guarding. Simba's like the prison guard up on the tower. There it is. Yeah. No, I don't see baby socks around. Everybody likes Tiger. It's like Uncle Buck. He has no known enemies. He's like the elder statesman. Yeah, Tiger's been a long time. Surprised he hadn't been flattened by a car yet. Baby Socks returned to its own home. Her own home. Belongs over on the next street over there. Yeah, Tiger was initially trapped on West Avenue, which is quite a ways away. Don't be swat. Be nice. Magic's like a bottomless hog. I forgot her. These kittens are grown up. This was the best food outlet. Now moved on. Magic and Simba and Skywalker are Rosie's babies, and she can't stand them. So they don't have any loyalty to their kitten. Once they get past a certain age, that's it. What do you want for dinner? It's late for you for dinner. You usually eat by now. Yeah, everybody gets along pretty good. This is a very orderly way to feed cats. Because they move on once their bellies get full. I don't know what I'm going to have. I'm getting up early tomorrow, so something simple. Yeah, I thought it was a good view on the cats tonight. Nice steaks tonight. Nice. How's the beef over there? Yeah, it's a nice view of the cats. Nice view of the table, too. Thank you, Buttercup baby. I appreciate it. Oh, that sounds expensive. That sounds expensive. In there now eating. Everybody eats here. Ain't nobody gets shut out. Uh-oh. Unless we got Simba on the job. Oh, man. Uh-oh. 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 Good night, Alan. Thank you. Simba's got to be such a bad boy all the time. Oh, man. Uh-oh. Here comes Rosie. Party's over. Oh, wow. Bummer. Bummer. There's plenty of food everybody eats, but we don't have waste. We don't have flies coming down and laying eggs on the food, and then the cats are eating. Very controlled, very neat and clean. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a problem. All right, take care, Bad Bunny. Good to see you. Simba's a real boss. Three-legged. Oh, man. What a cat haul, huh? Easy, Simba. You need not be so assertive. You could meow a little more pleasantly. Oh, wow. We're going to be a hog, huh? We're going to get those murder mittens out. Oh, man. That's why it's good that they be monitored. Kind of keep a little bit of order here. Yeah, Simba will be done in a couple minutes. Then Simba will lay down, and I'll kind of shush him away, and then the other cats will come in. Now he's looking at it like he's got a double header coming his way. This ain't going to end well. You have to kind of ease your way into the dish there. What's going on, June? What's going on, babe? You just got to ease your way in. Once Simba's belly's pretty full, he's pretty cool. He is not, he's all right. He starts to be a little nicer. Yeah, we got 8 cats fixed. Oh. Simba's too busy eating now to worry about it. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh, wow. Wow. And down goes Frazier. Oh, that was horrible. Oh, yeah, old Simba got pretty mean. He used to be a rather pleasant cat. Yeah, the two little tabbies were females. Hey, Dory Lynn. Thank you, honey. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got things all arranged. Oh, wow. We're doing a double header? Holy smokes. We're going after everybody over here. Wow. Chairman Meow. Oh, man. Van is cleaned inside. It's all set to go. Gassed up. I put a little bit of oil in, turned 140,000 miles yesterday. Very busy day today. Amazing. Yeah, good deal. So I got a video for the next 2 days. I got that best day crabbing ever, and I got the Italian in Los Angeles, which was pretty cool, down in Gardena. I'm teaching everybody to get along. Respect the pecking order. We have another blob of food that's coming in a little bit. But I got to make sure Simba gets his fill, and then he won't be bothering anybody. I haven't changed my life one bit, June. Not one bit. These are feral cats. Good night, Lisa. Thank you. It's always best to let Simba. Once Simba gets the fill, then it's all really good. Really good. Shadow's just born of a very sluggish father. Very sluggish. Just one of those big cats, like a 40-pound cat. It just hangs. It sleeps all day. It doesn't do kitten stuff. Like his sire. He's just very easygoing. June, I don't run my life around him. I make sure that when I'm here, I keep law and order. I'm more of a dog person, June. But, you know, I had cats. We had cats growing up. They were cool. I just enjoy dogs more. I mean, they're more, you know, their tails are wagging. They run to meet you. Cats are much more independent. Yeah, I don't need my blood pressure any lower. If I was any lower, I would be going to the embalmers at the funeral parlor, June. I mean, I'm like the most chill person you'll ever meet. I did my good walk today. I just had a busy day. I had to pack and do everything else. They don't greet me, they go for the food. Wow, why don't you stop squabbing? Simba, you want to run the whole show. Wow, just want to be the whole show. Yeah, dogs aren't good places. Yeah, apartments aren't good. It depends. If it's a small dog, it's okay. But the Chihuahuas get kind of yappy. Wow, you're still squabbing over there. You just don't like anything tonight, do you? Yeah, you're just going to chase everybody around now. Oh, wow. That turned ugly. That got really... Wow, that got really ugly. Simba could be a sheriff. A real bad sheriff. Low immune system. Nah, Simba just is, I don't know. He's got like he's like a Napoleon. He wants to run the show here. And, you know, the other, he pipes the tune and everybody has to dance to it. Except he gives Tiger a pass. Tiger gets a good pass. Everybody likes Tiger. Tiger! He's such a... some kind of cat. Woo! You too, Magic? Yeah, the worst is cat pee. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't done so yet. It's appreciated. The worst is cat whiz. That stuff will curdle your milk. Elmer's waiting for Dory Lynn. Elmer might have hit Oktoberfest a little early, kind of on the greeting end of it. He's like the Oktoberfest tester. Right, Elmer, have a Würzburger beer. Drink, drink, drink the beer of good cheer, the beer they call Würzburger beer. Drink, drink, drink the beer of good cheer, the beer they call Würzburger beer. Drink, drink Würzburger beer, the way it tastes there is the way it tastes here. Let's drink. I think Elmer's been in early Oktoberfest. The early Oktoberfest. Yeah, I don't want them in the house because they spray. They lift up their haunches and spray. Last 2 weeks of December. Wow, it ends early. I wonder why. Why do they call it Oktoberfest? I don't know. Huh. I like to see the Fraulines hauling the beer around. Drink, drink the beer of good cheer, the beer they call Würzburger beer. Wow, you'd think it would go to Halloween or something. They could hang up pumpkins and lights. And... uh-oh, the boss is back. That tiger's okay. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for me. So I'll see you guys whenever. I might be live a bit tomorrow night. I got a video coming out tomorrow. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for the thumbs up. It's very appreciated. Very interesting conversations tonight. We're not going to solve the problems of the world, but it's still fun. Yeah, he's wound tighter than a banjo string. That's right. So I will see you. Take care, Amanda. Hug and kiss. I might see you as soon as Fremont Street tomorrow night. I just don't know. I'm kind of playing that by ear, but I have some things that have been programmed in. So thank you very much, Gangster. Everybody else, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, moderators.